Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a recipe for yet another pasta salad. I'm sure there are so many variations on this wonderful side dish, but this is what I made recently for Easter. So the ingredients you'll need are some small shells, or even the large ones are fine. You'll need bell pepper. I ended up using all 3 for the entire pound of pasta. I used 2 cans of sliced olives and about 3 or so pickles, and then to season, some salt and pepper, and then for the dressing you'll be using mayonnaise and red wine vinegar. So the first thing you want to do is get your water boiling, and Mario Batali taught me that the water should taste like the sea. So you want to season that water up because it's a good time to season your pasta. Now while that's starting to boil, you're going to dice up all your veggies. So you're going to dice up your pickles, your peppers. I bought the sliced olives already to save me some time, but if you got whole olives, this would be something that you would slice as well. Now for the entire pound of pasta, I initially thought I would only use 1 pickle and 2 peppers, but it turns out that I used all 3 bell peppers and about 3 pickles as well. If you're going to divide this in half for just your family, you might have to just do like 2 peppers and 1 pickle and 1 can of olives. The point is that when you take a scoop of it, you get a little bit of everything. So now we're just going to set those aside and make our dressing. So I usually don't have measurements for this, so I tried to measure. I ended up using about 1 cup of real mayonnaise. And to that, I'm adding a mystery amount of red wine vinegar. I really didn't measure, but I'm going to show you what I did. So I'm just kind of going to make sure that I add a little bit there. You can see, what was that? A couple of tablespoons maybe, but then I do that 3 or 4 more times because really I'm just eyeballing it. I'm looking for a really thin consistency and something that's sort of light pink in color. You want it to be tangy. You don't want to feel like you're just eating mayonnaise. Now that your water is boiling, go ahead and cook your pasta according to the directions on the bag. For the small shells, I think it's about 8 to 11 minutes or so. After your pasta is cooked, you want to go ahead and strain it into a colander, and then you want to give it a cold water bath to make sure that the cooking process stops. As the water cools the pasta, you'll be able to touch it. At first it's a little warm, but eventually be able to use your hands and touch that. Then go ahead and put it into the bowl you'll be serving it in. Again, I made the whole pound for a potluck, but you can make just half a pound for your family. I scooped in all my vegetables, and then a little at a time I started adding the dressing just so I could stir and make sure it was evenly incorporated, but I did end up using the entire amount. This is where I realized I didn't have enough vegetables. It looks like it's mostly pasta, and when I took a couple of random forkfuls, I was getting more pasta than I wanted. So that's when I went back to add 2 or so more pickles and another pepper and the 2nd can of olives. You do also want to season this with some black pepper or seasoned pepper if you have that on hand. I just had black pepper and I used that. Although the vinegar is really tangy, it's not exactly salty, so a little bit more salt goes a long way too. Now I avoided the green bell pepper simply because I'm getting green from the pickle and I want it to look more colorful. I imagine you can substitute any type of pasta that you like, whether you want a wheat pasta or a gluten-free pasta. This is a wonderful side dish to have at any potluck, especially if you're barbecuing or you have ham like we did at Easter. I think it just really rounds out the meal. So I hope you liked yet another pasta salad recipe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!